In the vast, sprawling labyrinth of the Amazon basin, where the water runs dark and the air is thick with the chorus of unseen life, there dwells a creature of myth and legend. It is a presence felt more often than it is seen, a shadow in the depths that commands both fear and profound respect. This is the realm of the black caiman, an apex predator that has ruled these waters for millions of years. Many stories are told around flickering fires, tales of a vengeful river monster, a silent hunter that claims the unwary. These narratives paint a picture of a relentless beast, a true demon of the deep. However, the truth in nature is far more complex and fascinating than any campfire tale. The black caiman is no monster driven by malice, but a perfectly evolved predator, a keystone species. Let us look beyond fear and see a vital, ancient guardian of the Amazon, deserving understanding, not condemnation. The stories told about the black caiman are as dark and deep as the waters it inhabits. Local legends depict it as a supernatural entity, a spirit of the river that punishes trespass. In Brazil, they call it Jacaré-açu, the great alligator, a name heavy with power and danger. Fishermen whisper of canoes flipped by a single flick of a massive tail, swimmers pulled under without a sound, vanishing into the black depths. These tales recast the caiman as calculating and vengeful, a hunter of humans. These myths give it human emotions, wrath, jealousy, and motives. Stories speak of vengeance for disturbed nests, or a taste for human flesh after one encounter. The animal becomes a villain, an enemy to be vanquished, rather than a creature trying to survive. Myths inflate its abilities, leaping from water to snatch people from banks or low branches, monstrous sizes and jaws that can crush steel, an aura of invincibility and omnipresent danger. Amplified fear shapes daily life. Every trip to the river feels fatal in the imagination. Yet the black caiman hunts fish, birds, and mammals, not a manhunter by design. These myths justify persecution, turning legend into a self-fulfilling conflict between man and beast. Strip away the myth, and the creature that emerges is even more awe-inspiring. The largest predator in the entire Amazon basin, the biggest of the alligator family. On rare occasions, males approach 6 meters, nearly 20 feet, longer than many cars, rivaling big crocodiles. Bulk can exceed 400 kilograms, over 900 pounds, to handle large prey. A jet black hide camouflages it in tannin-stained waters, rendering it nearly invisible at night. Juveniles bear bright bands that fade to uniform shadow as they mature. A heavy skull, eyes and nostrils sit high, letting it remain submerged while seeing and breathing. Bony ridges and rugged scales give it a prehistoric, armored look. Attacks on humans are exceptionally rare, usually defensive or mistaken identity at night. A human silhouette in the water can be mistaken for capybara or other mammals. Understanding enables safe coexistence. The black caiman reigns over a specific aquatic kingdom within the vast Amazon. It favors placid waters, slow rivers, oxbow lakes, seasonal floodplains, and swamps. These are the varzea, seasonally flooded forests, and the igapo, permanently flooded blackwater forests. Slow currents conserve energy while prey abounds. Fish, mammals, and birds make a varied menu. In the wet season, rivers swell and forests flood. Territory expands as caimans enter submerged woodlands. They navigate submerged trees, hunting displaced prey, spreading out and reducing competition. The flooded forest becomes a sprawling buffet and a breathing space across the basin. Conversely, the dry season concentrates caimans and prey in remaining lakes and channels, a time of plenty and stress. Dominant giants claim the best pools, pushing smaller rivals into poor habitat or overland treks. Wet and dry cycles shape everything, where it lives, when it hunts, and where it breeds. Dark waters, dense bankside vegetation, and the seasonal ebb and flow stage this silent, shadowy predator. Here, habitat is not backdrop. It is an active partner in the black caiman's life. The black caiman is a biological masterpiece, honed for ambush. Its massive jaws, powered by immense muscles, clamp with extraordinary force. 70 to 80 conical teeth pierce and grip, interlocking to create an inescapable trap. Lost a tooth, another grows in. An arsenal kept battle-ready throughout a long life. A long, powerful body and an equally formidable tail provide explosive propulsion. With one sinuous sweep, it launches from standstill to strike. The tail also knocks animals off balance and corrals smaller prey toward waiting teeth. Eyes and nostrils atop the head let it see and breathe while remaining nearly hidden. A tapetum lucidum amplifies night vision, making eyes glow red or orange. Dome pressure receptors detect minute vibrations, the footsteps of prey, even in total darkness. Dark coloration and silent movement complete the arsenal. A log by day, a shadow by night. Brute strength, specialized anatomy, and sensory acuity crown it master of the Amazonian ambush. The hunt, a masterclass in patience and power. A study in economy of motion and strategic patience. Not a chaser, but a planner. It selects a promising spot, a game trail, or a pool where fish gather, and waits. Utter stillness for hours, a dark shape of reptilian calm, conserving energy. To a thirsty capybara, monkey, or deer, it looks like just another submerged log. Sensitive pressure receptors register the approach. As the muzzle touches water, the caiman explodes from beneath, tail driving a blurred lunge. Jaws seize with a decisive, locking grip. Escape unlikely. The victim is dragged to deeper water, where the caiman holds every advantage. Against large prey, it employs the infamous death roll to tear and subdue. Teeth do not chew. Small prey is swallowed whole. Larger carcasses torn into manageable pieces, sometimes stashed to soften. Life begins on land, in a carefully constructed nest of soil and decaying plants. Decomposition incubates 30 to 60 eggs. The mother guards fiercely against jaguars, large lizards, and coatis. At hatching, chirps summon her. She gently frees the young and carries them to a nursery pool, where a creche gathers under her watch. This is the most perilous stage, vulnerable to big fish, herons, storks, and even larger caimans. They survive by hiding and feeding on insects, snails, and small fish. Few survive. Over years, stripes fade as they graduate to fish, then birds and finally mammals. It can take a decade or more to reach maturity, a testament to resilience and tenacity. From fragile hatchling to apex predator, the journey is long and essential to the river's living story. The relationship between humans and black caimans is ancient and complex, a dance of fear, respect, and competition. Indigenous cosmologies weave the caiman into story and practice, informed by close observation. In the mid-20th century, commercial hunting for luxury leather shattered this balance, decimating populations. Protections in the 1970s and 80s banned the trade. Recovery began, slow but real. In protected and remote areas, big caimans are once again a common sight. Today, deforestation, pollution, and competition for fish drive conflict as human presence expands. The path forward: education, safe practices like avoiding night swims, and sustainable ecotourism. Managed coexistence makes living caimans economically valuable, aligning safety with stewardship. It is a delicate balance, safeguarding people while securing the future of a magnificent predator. The black caiman is more than a one-dimensional monster. It is a complex, vital ecological engineer. As apex predator, it shapes waterways, regulating fish and other animals, culling the weak and sick, sustaining balance. Where it vanished, ecosystems faltered. Predator health mirrors environmental health. Replace fear with knowledge, avoid night waters, use bright lights, keep food waste away from villages and landings. Conservation, community programs, and ecotourism now make the caiman worth more alive than dead. When travelers come to witness a 6-meter giant, local economies gain a stake in protection. We can choose to understand, adapt, and coexist. The quiet reptile in the dark water is not our enemy. It is part of the Amazon's wild soul. By protecting the Black Caiman, we preserve the integrity of one of Earth's last great wildernesses. The river's shadow is not a void to fear, but a presence to respect.